Today on the Independent Grind, we're going to talk about content ID and the difference between it and monetization. Yeah, I'll be right back. Chip. Yo, welcome to the Independent Grind, the show that gives inspiration and tips to creative minds and entrepreneurs through music and film. I'm your host, Dramatic Gamble. Today, I'm talking about what is content ID when it comes to your music, your videos, and things of that nature, and the difference between that and monetization. Well, to start out, content ID is YouTube's way of finding any video that uses your music on its platform. You know, sometimes you might take somebody else's video music and put it on your video, and you might see something was saying, well, this song is, this had the name of the song, is brought to you on courtesy of this record label. It's letting you know it may be a copyright strike against your video, but the owner of that music gets to get the money off of it. So that's how it works with your music. Any music that you own and it's yours, when you load it to YouTube, or you find you a service that loaded there for you, YouTube finds that song and they match it to whoever owns it. That's content ID. They IDing that content that you put on there, you know, your music, so you can get paid. And just a little brief history of YouTube. And YouTube is owned by Google. So Google is the #1 streaming platform. It's the #1 search engine, in other words. And the #2 search engine is YouTube, and Google owns YouTube. So YouTube is the #2 streaming platform. Hold on. It's the #1 streaming platform and the #2 search engine, right behind Google. When other people use your music and put in their videos, you get money off of that. That's content ID. Now, monetization is when you partner up with YouTube, and let's say this video here, I don't use no music in it, and I got 1,000 subscribers. That's the requirements now, and 1 million people watch the video. You get paid from monetization. That's the difference between it. So monetization, you get paid for like just blogging, your everyday lifestyle, your own content that people watch on YouTube, and you get paid for it. But content ID is when they actually find that song that belongs to you, and they fingerprint it, and you get the credit for it. And it's been around since 2007, and they invested a lot of money into it. And when I come back, I'm going to show you what you can and can't put on YouTube to try to get the content ID. So I'll be right back. Chill.
My mama taking care of everybody, and she ain't even in the best health. I told my mama, just sit down, stop worrying about everybody else. I guess 'cause we family, everybody want me to work for free. But when I go to them white folks, they'll say, just pay my fee, and I can give hook up after hook up, and they still crying. Tell them my bills due, my kids need food, and they still whine. I guess I ain't supposed to be talking about this in the presence of company, but the people say that they down for me, they don't even come and support me.
All right, man, I'm back. We're talking about content ID, monetization. Now, with content ID, you can get content ID claim for original music, original works, original music and video, anything original that you own. They help you manage and protect your work, anything that you add on YouTube. So you really have to be like the copyright owner, the publisher, the producer for the videos. And hold on for a minute. Yeah, like I was saying, it has to be your original music for content ID. You can't do no remasters or sound-alike recordings, no beat loops or samples made for free with apps like GarageBand, Ableton, Fruity Loops, Logic. You know, it has to be your own work. And what comes to conflict is when guys, they might tell me, hey, I produced this song. But a lot of times they don't really produce songs like you would think. They get on the keyboard or horns and they play their own instruments. And I'm just learning about a lot of these sample packs. What they do is they'll take maybe a 8-bar loop, 4-bar loop from a sample pack. Like you might have some music going, and they'll use that to make their tracks. They add some drums and hi-hats, but that little melody right there, that belongs to the program that you use. No matter what kind of program it is, that's not original music. It's a sample, really. And so that becomes a conflict. You may not be able to content ID things like that, you know, because that's like sampling, that's using a sample pack, you know, something like that. You can't really do no songs using beats you purchase unless you own the beat outright and no one has the right to use it online. Even sometimes with exclusive beats can be disqualified from the content ID because sometimes the producer may have previously licensed to somebody else, and now you got to try to figure out who's the rightful owner of this music. Something else you can't use for content ID is no songs with samples that you don't have a license to use. It's kind of going back to using some of the sample packs and loops from these programs that they have out now. A lot of people, I've heard people say, man, I produced this, I made this, but like I say, they just taking a sound, placing it somewhere, placing it, and then just making a beat around there. You can't use no public domain or Creative Commons songs. It really has to be original work that you and the person made it. Because when it comes to content ID, YouTube, they're gonna go to the original person that has already copyrighted and published this song and saying that it is theirs. So you have to be real careful about what you're trying to claim for content ID, saying it's yours. Sometimes they can block your video if somebody else owns it. They can share the revenue, and or they get like different data from the video and see how it's doing. But most times people want to monetize it. I have seen some videos with like this has been blocked. When I was trying to put a video on that I did for somebody else and I was using somebody else's music, I was trying to load on my channel. They say this video has been blocked in your country. But now I see they starting to let you kind of put some of those other people videos on it, but they let you know that this song belongs to somebody else, so they making the money off that. I mean, I wasn't trying to claim any money off it. It was just a song somebody used to shoot a video with. But at the bottom of that video now, they'll tell you where the original song come from. So really, man, content ID is really a fingerprint of your music videos that helps you get paid if you own the rights to your music, whoever owns the rights to the music. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. It's real important. That's just one way you can make money. Well, two ways: content ID and monetization if you have a successful YouTube channel. But I am Dramatic Gamble. This is The Independent Grind. I'm going to holler at y'all next time. Peace out. Chill.